بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamualaikum everyone, hoping that you all are good. Here we are going to have a revision class, and the topic which we are going to have in our class, that is your pronoun and subject and predicate. Okay, before moving towards the topic, I'll just let you know that I have written here about pronoun topic. Subject and predicate we are going to move towards after this. Okay, as we have studied about pronouns and its kinds as well, that we have 7 kinds. The first one is what? Personal. The next is possessive, reflexive, interrogative, relative, demonstrative, and indefinite. As you all know that what is pronoun? Basically, we use the pronoun in place of noun. Okay, the first kind is your personal pronoun, as it refers to the first, second and third person. That is why we call it personal pronoun. What is first, second and third person in grammar? First person is what? Then second, then third. First person speaker is the first person. As I am speaking, I am the first person. You guys are listening to me, you are the second person. And third person is what? An object and the person we are talking about. For example, here we are talking about a topic. So this is our third person. It is not necessary that persons are always people. In grammar I am talking about. Okay. So as we have the 7 pronouns, I, we, you, they, he, she, it. As they are referring to the first, second and third person, this is why we call them personal pronouns. Okay. Next is what? Possessive pronoun. It refers or indicate the relationship between the object and the people. Okay. As I can see here, we have these possessive pronouns. If you cannot see clearly, I am just reading it. Mine, yours, ours, his, hers, and theirs. As I told you about the possessive pronoun, that it indicates the relationship between the people and the objects. Okay. For example, I can say this class is mine. So in this one sentence, what is that word which is showing, which is indicating the relationship between me and my class? Okay, that is what? Mine. This class is mine. So this word is your possessive pronoun. As I can see that this marker is yours. So those all words which are indicating the relationship between the people and the object, so that is basically is what? Possessive pronoun. Okay, moving towards the book first. On the page number 24. On the page number 24, come up. Kinds of pronouns. Personal pronoun. They are so called because they refer to the first, second and third persons in sentences. Note that the word persons here does not always mean people. The teacher said, today I will talk to you about vultures and how they are important to us. In this statement, I and you and they are personal pronouns. As I was telling you people on the board. Okay. Then on the page number 26, you can see here possessive pronouns. These are used to indicate the relationship between objects and people, as I told you. These pronouns include mine, ours, yours, his, hers, and theirs. Is that book lying over there yours? Yes, it is mine. Thank you. Here they have given the example of yours and mine. Okay, on the page number 27, this is reflexive pronoun. On the page number 27, you have reflexive pronoun, and on the page number 28, you have interrogative pronoun. I'll show you later. Okay, as we were discussing about the reflexive pronoun, they both we have done. Reflexive pronoun basically refer back to the subject. We can say as well doer of an action. And for example, we form the reflexive pronouns by adding the self and selves at the end of the different kinds of personal pronouns. For example, my plus self, it becomes myself. This is a reflexive pronoun. As I can say here, I saw a tiger myself. We arranged the party ourselves. Okay, so that was your reflexive pronoun by adding the self and selves. Self we add to the singular one, self we add to the singular one, and selves we add to the plural one. Okay, then interrogative pronouns are what? Interrogative pronouns are basically the words which are used to ask questions like what, where, how. For example, I can say what's your name. Here, what is used here for asking question as how is your class. Here, how I am using to form a question. So, this is your interrogative pronoun. Where do you live? This one where I am using for making question. This is why this is your interrogative pronoun. Whose? Not whose. Which? Which is your. I can write rest of the things here. Okay. So this is I am using for making question. So this word is what? Your interrogative pronoun. Then come towards the book again on the page number 27. This one. These pronouns refer back to the subject. In other words, these pronouns refer to the doer of an action. Example, Bushra made herself a promise. The pronoun herself refers back to Bushra, who is the subject or the doer of an action. The monkeys look so funny when they scratch themselves. The pronoun themselves refers back to the monkeys who are doing the action of scratching. As I was telling you people that reflexive pronouns are what? Basically they refer back to the subject, we can say to the doer of an action. On the page number 28, interrogative pronouns. To interrogate means to ask questions. So interrogative pronouns are words that are used for asking questions. Who was knocking at the door? Whom were you talking to? These shoes are mine. Whose are those? Now in these, this one word, this one who, is used here for forming question, for asking question. So this is why this is your interrogative pronoun. Here this one, whom were you talking to? This word is used here for asking question. This is why this is what your interrogative pronoun. Now page number 29. Here you have the relative pronouns. On the page number 30, you have indefinite pronouns. These are used to refer to a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. Sometimes they are also used to join a sentence. I am talking about the relative pronoun. Okay. For example, who, that, which. There are some words which are used to join some sentences as well and for asking question as well. Okay, like this one and this one. But how can we come to know who and which? Whenever it is used for asking question, this is your interrogative pronoun. But when it is being used here for joining the sentences and refer back to a noun or pronoun, so it is what your relative pronoun. For example, I saw a lady who was going to park. Okay, now this one who is used here for joining the sentences when it is referring back to a noun, mean lady. Okay, so this is why it is your relative pronoun, because it is relating these two sentences, means it is joining. And for example, which you can see here, I am just reading the first example. The man who won the grand prize is very humble. Now here, this one won. The man who won the grand prize is very humble. This one who, not this one won, this one who, is referring to the man. This is why we are calling it relative pronoun. It is from here. The lady whom you met. Now, whom is referring to the lady. This is why we call it relative pronoun. Now, we have the remaining two. Demonstrative pronouns. It is on the same page number 29. These are the words to point out at something that what exactly we are talking about. For example, that chair is not good enough. Or we can write here something else. That boy is not good student. Here I am using that to point out at something. Okay, like that chair, that boy, this class, this book. Whenever you are using some words for pointing out at something or someone, and like all pronouns, they either refer to the replaced nouns. They help the listener to understand exactly what or whom the speaker is talking about. Okay, here they have given example. Do you have another pen? This is not writing. Like, do you have another pen? Like, for suppose, do you have another marker? This is not working. This is not writing. So, I am just pointing out this marker by using this. Next is what? That is the girl who scored the highest in the term and test. I am just pointing out the particular girl. That is the girl. This is why that is your demonstrative pronoun. On the page number 30, indefinite pronouns. These are the words when we are not sure for something and for somebody as well. Like, someone came here. I'm not sure that who is someone. I don't know the name basically. Okay, when you are not sure for something and for someone, we use such kind of words like someone, no one, somebody, everybody. So such kind of words are called basically indefinite pronouns. Okay, for example, on the page number 30. Here. When we don't know or are not sure about the identity of an object or a person talking about, we use indefinite pronouns to refer to the object or the person. Someone told Adnan that tomorrow is a holiday. She screamed when she felt something crawling on her leg. Okay? Someone and something. We are not sure about someone's identity and something. Indefinite pronouns showing negation. These pronouns begin with no and they show an absence of information regarding an object or a person. The speaker conveys a negative sense in what he or she is saying. Nobody was able to answer the teacher's question. I opened the cookie jar but saw that nothing was left. So such kind of words are basically called your indefinite pronouns. As we were discussing about the kinds of pronoun. Okay, all the working related to this chapter means related to pronoun and kinds of pronoun you had done in your copy. Just have practice. Okay, do practice of those all exercises and kinds as well. Now we are going to move towards the subject and predicate. What is subject basically? As I told you many times in our previous classes, the subject is what? Doer of an action. Okay, as I am writing here, my sister, again I am just repeating, my sister is watching horror movie. Okay. Again, I'm just reading if you cannot see clearly. My sister is watching horror movie. Here, who is watching the movie? Who is doer of an action? My sister. So, my sister is your subject. Again, I'm just telling you, doer of an action is called basically subject. We are discussing the chapter subject and predicate here. That is chapter number 15 on the page number 69. Okay, what is subject and what is predicate? Subject is what? Doer of an action in which we are discussing about that person who is performing in an action. Okay, so my sister, and we are talking about as well that thing and object. My sister is subject because it is doer of an action. Except the subject, the remaining part of your sentence basically is predicate. Okay, if you have taken out the subject from the sentence, separated, then the rest of the part of your sentence is basically predicate. So this is your subject and this is your predicate. Here, John is running. In the predicate part, verbs, objects and the part of the sentence can come. Okay, we just consider that complete part as predicate. Just take out the subject first, remaining part is your predicate. As I have written here, John is running. Who is running in the sentence? Who? John. So John is your subject. Now, except the John, what is remaining in your sentence is running. So it is completely your predicate. Okay. Now, sometimes subject and predicate become longer part of the sentence, like that lady who is having bag is my mom. Okay, that lady who is having bag is my mom. So here we consider that part of the sentence as subject that is referring to completely the noun. For example, that lady who is having bag. This one line completely referring to the subject. Okay, so we consider it subject. This one part. Now, except this one thing is my mom. This is basically your predicate. Take out the page number 69. So you have clear points. On the page number 69. Every sentence can be divided into two main parts, the subject and predicate. The subject is that part of the sentence that tells us who or what does something. It can also tell us to whom or to what something happens. The predicate is that part of the sentence that tells us what happens to the subject or what the subject does. Here, what the subject does. Look at the following sentences. The neem tree has been cut down. In the above sentence, the subject is the neem tree because we are talking about the neem tree. The predicate is has been cut down and it shows what happened to the subject. Now they have taken out the subject here. Okay. Now except this one subject, the remaining part of your sentence is predicate. Here on the page number 72. Expanding the subject and predicate. The subject and the predicate of a sentence can be brief and simple, or it might contain additional information. For example, the boy is ill. Who is subject? The boy. And is ill your what? Predicate. This sentence is a short subject, the boy, and a short predicate is ill. The same sentence can be made longer by extending the subject or the predicate. For example, the boy who joined our class last week is ill. Now, this sentence has a long subject and a short predicate. We could still write it differently. The boy is ill because he ate junk food at a street vendor stall. Here the subject is short but the predicate is quite long. We could now combine the long subject and the predicate, long predicate. The boy who joined our class last week, this is your subject. Okay, now what is predicate? Is ill because he ate junk food at the street of vendor's stall. We can expand the predicate and subject both in different manners. Okay. So that was your subject and predicate. Before this we were discussing about the pronouns and kinds of pronoun. Related to the chapter pronoun and subject and predicate, whatsoever working you have in your copy, just do practice of that. Okay. Inshallah we will meet in our next class. Till then take care and Allah Hafiz.